Ay, grabe, hindi naman.
Recording now. Okay. Sorry, hindi pala ako nagpaalam sa inyo kung pwede ako mag-record. Anyway.
Okay lang.
Okay, so while we already have the files here in Canvas, they're in OMV and can only be opened by Jamovie, by the latest Jamovie version. So what we want to do is to go to World Value Survey and download whatever. Okay, so the World Value Survey is a very big data set. We can also go through the coding book later. It has 16,000 respondents. So let's pretend na na-download ko na yun because I already actually did. You wanna go to Jamovie, you press open, and you look for the .sav file. This version is the most compatible across versions. So I'm sorry, I forgot kung sinong nasa email. Whoever has an older version of Jamovie, please open using the .sav file and not the OMV para mabuksan mo. Okay, so matagal siya mag-load because it is big data. I will pause so you don't see something.
I'm sorry, question.
Go.
Dun sa data set from the Canvas, alin siya dito? SWS16 reviews or the WV6 reviews?
So the difference with the data sets here in Canvas, naka-filter na siya. So here,
Yes.
bawas na siya.
Okay. So what are we opening?
I'm not sure which one we're opening for class because honestly, I haven't looked at the module. What if I look at it now?
WV6 is what we're looking at in class.
Yeah, okay. WV6.
WV6 Philippines.
That's the unfiltered one, the one with all the respondents.
Okay. So the one that we're opening is Philippines, US, Japan.
The one I'm opening now is the full data set, like all the countries in the world.
Oh, okay.
Just so that I can show you how we can filter out the different countries.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so at this point, while I'm waiting for the dataset to open, does anyone have problems with their Jamovie? Na bubuksan niyo ba? Have you reached this part of opening a dataset?
RM?
Yes.
Hi, I actually have the legacy version, but I can open an OMV file in my legacy version, surprisingly.
Okay, I'm sorry. Who's talking?
Sorry, this is Ina.
Okay, hi Ina. So okay. So as long as you can open it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let others know also in case they might try to use the Canvas one na pinost ni ma'am. It might open in their legacy versions.
I can also send you the SAV file para lang, mas compatible if you ever want to use other stat programs.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you also, Ina. Okay, so ano pala tayo? Okay, so wait lang. I'll open the one with my camera para makita niyo na ako. So, kamusta kayo? Ang tagal pala ng loading. Napaka-dead air.
Okay naman.
So, RM.
Pwede naman magkwentuhan pa.
Thanks for waking up at 9 o'clock.
Trial, alam mo to, RM, for your future academic role teaching.
Ano naman akong gustong gawin. So, ulitin ko lang just for those who just caught up with us. You can download your dataset from Canvas. When you press our course, you'll see it in files. You'll also see it as a module at the end of our module here. Or if you want the full dataset, then we filter it out. You can go to World Value Survey. I'll put it here at the chat. You can go to this website. You just have to fill out personal data, whatever. You just put in as academic. Then you can download the file. You can also, I think, do it per country. I honestly haven't tried. I should. So yeah, you can also do it per country, but I'm opening the full data set just so we can explore how to filter and explore each function given. Dito na yung may fan mo. Okay, so ang bagal. Okay, let's keep up while waiting for it to load. I'm sorry, I didn't expect it to be this long at loading. Okay, yes. So once you have your dataset open, you'll see that Jamovi is similar to SPSS. It was made to look like SPSS if you're familiar with that. But the program and code made using the program and code used to make this program is under R. For those who are classmates with Sir Sagmit, you'll remember that R is a data tool that we can use to change and manipulate any data we want. So once we're here, we have the whole data set loaded. The World Value Survey dataset has 116 countries. What we want to do just to see is press analysis. You can go to exploration. Descriptives, this is the basic function. So just to keep the data small, we want to put in B country. B country is the name of the country for this data set. Then we can change this. If you've used an older SPSS program, this is familiar. You can put in the different central tendencies that we need. You can also compute for standard deviation, variance range. But again, um, while the stat program can show what these numbers are, it's up to us to really make sense of the data because they're just numbers, and until you give them meaning, wala lang sila. So what I like about Jamovi is they have filters here. What they can do is we can see here that the whole data set is 69,578 n. But when we use a filter, we can cut this down to just one country. Um, this is a little codey, but when we write in our filters, we have to use the back quote. this is the key beside your number one key to the left. And equals here is always two equals, or if you want it to be the same, meaning equal equal, or not equal is a exclamation equals. Then whenever we have a variable in, we have to put them in quotes. Then press enter, wait for it to load. Then once it loads, you'll notice that it cut out all the other countries and we only have the Philippine data left. We can also press the I button here just so that we can see only Philippines. Alright. So if you can you please try it on your end, then tell me if you see the same thing. Or if you're only using the Philippine data, okay lang din. If you have the Philippine, US, Japan data, you can type in the same filter just so that we can see Philippines. Shit, nakamute pala ako. Dami ka nang sinabi. Okay, so if you have your data up like this, we should all be seeing the same. I'm using version 1.19 now, but I can use 1.163 so we can see. I only used the 1.19 because this is the most stable version available for all files, although the functionalities should still be the same. Oh, pati pala yung mga error na narinig niyo. Okay lang. So if it looks different, I can use this 1.63, or is it like super duper different? Can you take a screenshot and send so I can see how I can help you?
ARM, it doesn't have that Windows sign sa top. Where I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Where you put it,
This one?
the code. No, no, no. Yung sa taas. Where you were
Okay.
typing
Can you try to press data?
data.
Look for filters.
Probably missed that step.
Okay lang. This one. Then when you press it, you can see this. So cool. What if we go do the homework together para hindi sayang yung araw na. Um, what is the homework? Homework. Is this cheating if we do the homework together? Weird. Ah, so the homework needs us to read through the World Values Survey Codebook. Okay, before we move to the World Values Survey Codebook, do you guys have questions pa kay the movie aside from opening? Because once we'll have to make sense of the code book before we can make sense of the data presented here. Okay, so I will just move on with our reading of the World Value Survey code book. So what we have in Canvas is just the Philippines version or the Philippine Japan US version. You'll see that the World Value Survey is a really long survey, and we see that most of their questions are made using a Likert scale or a nominal scale. So the later questions here will also talk about where they are and their social economic status under depending on their country. So what the World Values Survey 6 codebook is what the um, psychometricians of whichever country used to facilitate the survey. Most of the questions here are this is an oral survey, so they had to talk and had to show a card. Um, I don't have, I don't know how the card looks like. So yes, what the psychometrician does when they give the surveys, they read each question and have the person choose because this test was made for um, made with the assumption that the person taking the test is also illiterate. So very simple questions, only one, two, three, four, which we can see coded into Canvas, coded into Jamovi, which we can also change. Um, each of the questions here are coded. Each question is coded as V4 to something, and we can change this to see um, that this is a nominal. Change the type of data, continuous or the nominal ID. But for our purposes and so that it's also easier to compute, we want to put it as nominal and leave the levels at 1, 2, 3, no, 4. Ano, hindi break na data set. Okay, joke lang yan. So anyway, the data here can be coded and changed as the type we need. Once we're here, we read through the code book. If you have any questions on the code book, please let me know, or let's just do the homework together. You wanna open Canvas and let's take a group quiz. So we can. So if you have your Jamovi open, you can also see um, what kind of data, just so that we can open yung ano natin. So we see here V2 uh, country is a question on what country are you from. So even if the code is 680 for the Philippines, oh, not 680, 608 for the Philippines, it's a number code, but it's still nominal since it only gives us a name. So if you hop on over to Canvas, just check nominal. It's, measurement, a level of measurement for V4 to 9. V4 to 9 is a Likert scale, and as we remember, Likert scales don't have actual measures, strict measures in between each other. So we can also double check if we go on to Jamovi and see that it was coded as ordinal, and that's probably our answer. Okay, thank you, Carlos. So Likert are ordinal but should be treated as interval. So I will change our answer. Thank you. So 12 to 22, important child qualities. Jamovi says they're nominal since ang and if you look at the code book, 12 to 22 is just yes or no really. So we will code that as ano nga ba? We'll code that as nominal since it's a yes or no. Hey, have you guys done the quiz? Mahaba ba ito? Medyo pangita pala. 10 questions.
10 questions now.
So,
Short lang siya.
55.
But all the Likert are ano, interval dyan sa quiz.
Thank you. So 5 is an Likert, but the module says to code it as interval data. Weird though. I mean, I don't know why it should be interval, but okay. 90 to 94. 90 to 94 is asking about frequency. And let's check what Jamovi codes it as. Okay, it was coded as ordinal. But I mean, even if it's not Sir-Segment, it feels weird to have a Likert scale as interval, since you can't put a scale on the differences between. But okay.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Agree.
I mean, gets me ba yung ano?
Yeah.
How would you say what's different with very, very yes and very no? I mean, you can't really put a number on it. But okay, if the codebook says follow it, follow it. But to me, it shouldn't be interval. Okay, so 1994 ordinal. Religious denomination is nominal. Oh, okay. Hindi naman to graded, so okay lang. We also have homework. Hindi pa lahat nakasagot. Also, hindi pa ako nakasagot.
That's module 2 pa, diba? Yung descriptive.
Yes, module 2.
Yes.
Okay.
But we have a homework for module 1 na optional. 238 is social class, and since it's a nominal question, employment status, nominal, income group, this is in the range, still nominal, age, oh, ano bang age? What is age? Country, yes. Ratio? This age ratio? Wait, like legit, I'm not sure. Can you be a
Yes, kasi
negative
meron
age?
siyang absolute zero.
Oh, thank you, smarter people. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Let's check. Check, check, check. Okay. Bakit incorrect ang social class? Ah, because I answered without looking that it was a scale. I also didn't check this. Okay, whatever. Okay, so does anyone have questions with Jamovi while we're still here? Or like, do you want to just work and study group together?
Aren't there like, di ba kanina you were entering codes?
Yeah.
Like, where do we find a set of codes? Or
Okay, so where did I find this? I just really watched this. The Jamovi website on YouTube has this data block. I'll send it here. Super
Data
helpful
science.
siya sa pag-share ng how to use Jamovi. And they're all short videos. But I also just Googled really how to filter. What I did a lot of experimentation. So if you want to do some filters here, we just remember ito lang naman yung mga important codes is to the names of the columns. These are the bigger codes. And a good resource is ito, si linda.com. She helped me a lot. Oh, pero may bayad na. Anyway, the coding here for filters isn't that important for this class since the the data that Ma'am Gina already gave us is already filtered for the Philippines, and all we really need to do is analyze. But if you want to use Jamovi moving forward, I suggest that you sit down and watch all these videos. They're nice, and they're easy. But yeah, you can try this. Okay, so assuming nagawa na natin ang 1 and 2, we can look at the psychometric properties of our measures. First, by pulling out all the descriptives for, oh my god, ang bigat nito. Let's just choose a question at random. V114 split by, where's the image?
RM?
Yes.
For what yung split by?
Just so that you can see which group answered the question. So they're made by scales. The report here is by scales, and when we put split by, we see kung which group answered this or that.
Okay. Thanks, RM.
So I read religious belief. We can see na those who answered zero for the religious belief question, 970 of them answered answered V114 as zero, and 2226 answered one. So we're only, when we use split by, we just see which ordinal data answered which question. So ang important here really is to remember which one, what you are labeling on, or what the labels are. So when we split, hindi natin makalimutan.
Thanks, RM.
Sure. So yeah, the psychometric data that we'll be using, let's say, are all of these. You can check all of these, but if you don't remember what they mean, wala din. So if we're looking at this here now, we'll see that uh, reg label divided by split by V114 is skewed. It's skewed to the left. Okay, so I don't know if we can move forward without like really answering the first questions. Do you guys have questions now? Well, I mean, you can also ask whenever. I'm always online. I just don't know what to teach pa without, stepping over Ma'am Gina. Also, because Ma'am Gina's better than me at teaching. Hello.
You did, RM. Thank you. Nag-iisip lang kami ng tanong.
Super
Okay.
helpful.
I mean, you can just chat me if you have other questions. But right now, I don't know what to show you pa for Jamugi.
You want to try to answer the module 2 questions?
The module 2 questions, well, we can answer. I think it's more individual,
Yeah.
since what we would be need to is
There are
identify
questions in
the
ano,
problem.
in module 2 under the examples tab.
Okay, do you want to, let's see that again.
Like, which countries have the biggest sample? While ano rin? Actually, honestly, pag nakakita ko ng numbers, ng overwhelm ako.
Then that's understandable. Bata pa lang tayo, we were taught to um be scared of numbers. I'll close on the Jamugi screen.
So yeah, it's nasa ano eh, it's example section, I think. So
Let's do all the
descriptive
steps.
stats.
Yes.
Hello? Oo.
Hello.
Yung sa handout, meron nakalagay doon na transforming data. May necessary ba to do that?
Um, the handout from Angina? Question mark.
Kasi 'di ba parang ABC siya, tas describing categorical data, describing continuous, tas yung letter C, yung transforming data.
Sorry,
Oh,
can you
okay.
show me what you're
Sige.
talking about?
I'm not sure kasi I'm from Miss Hoxon's class pala.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know who is talking.
This is Chelsea.
Hello.
Hello.
Um, wait now. I will give permissions to everyone to share. Can you show us? If I'm not sure what we're talking about. Okay, I made everyone else pretty much share.
Do we have the same handouts as Miss Hobson's class?
I
What
would
I,
assume that we do.
kasi di ba they both worked on it? But I'm looking at the Jamovi handouts now. Parang hindi ko mahanap kung ano yung transformative thing.
I'm sorry, nakamute na naman pala ako. I didn't notice. So with since I'm not sure about what the transform data is, let's just go to the module. You want to see which countries have the biggest sample. So is this the whole one? Yeah. You want to see version 2. Um, then we split it by country. So we'll see here itong five countries in order. I'll put them in largest to smallest. Japan, US, EU. Okay, so nasagutan natin yung, sorry, biggest sample. And number two, we want to see the composition of the sample based on gender. Um, let's move back to the code book and see where they ask gender. They not ask gender. They don't ask. If you guys remember which question yung nagtanong about gender, para nasa dulo ba siya?
Nasa 240.
Sorry?
240.
Oh. I'm not sure who is talking and I medyo whisper yung boses niya.
Number 240.
Thank you. V240. There, okay. So, let's do descriptives again. Okay, so we press the frequency tab to see yung differences. Yes. Okay, what's our next question? Civil status. Okay, so which one civil status? Does anyone know a better way to look for the civil status?
B57 yung civil status.
I'm sorry, can you type that out? V57. Oh. How did you guys find this? Did you read the coding manual like a normal person is supposed to? Ay. Ikaw ba yung nagsasalita kami? Medyo mahina yung mic mo.
Ito, okay na?
Yeah, okay na.
Okay.
Okay. I'll copy paste the answers into chat if you wanna answer with us. Though I don't think kailangan natin yan. But as soon as you know which variable yung ano, And if they're only asking for descriptives, just press frequency table and it will show you the different counts.
Guys, to those who are downloading the modules, there's a tab sa modules sa top right. You can export everything one time lang. Yung export course content para hindi isa-isa. Unless you want isa-isa.
Okay, thank you. Also, the next one is socioeconomic status. Can anyone give me the which version, which V? Because I'm not that smart.
238.
Thank you. Oh, so ayan, we have one. Wow, I wonder where we are. Okay, so let's make it spicier. Let's split it by country. So with Jamovi, you can also in the descriptive split it by country. So yung 238, which was socioeconomic status, we can divide it per country and see which people, which numbers had this. So let's just put it out. So, hmm. Chalsa, are you still here? Sorry, I saw your chat. I don't know where to find this handout. Can you tell us where so we can work together? Although we can still do it based on what you showed me. Okay. So feel ko napakadami lang natin nagawa today. Um, do you have any questions or like you can step out and leave if you want since I know hindi naman talaga natin class time. You have any questions on Jamovie? on how to use it. Itong nasa screen yan yung answer sa question examples.
RM, it's Tel.
Yeah.
Is it okay to like if I have questions? Kasi I'm waiting for it to settle. I'm pretty sure I have questions moving forward. Is it okay if I like message you or chat you up?
Sure. You can also do that to Ma'am Gina, but if you're shy, I'm also here. But also,
Thanks.
I'm not that good. I'm not good at all. I just knew everything last night.
Yeah, that helps too.
Wow, my private message. Hello. When did you guys come in? How is Ma'am Hobson's class? Also, um, I'll go through the handout niyo. Parang hindi ko nakita yung handout nito sa Canvas namin. Um, there's this question on transforming data. So we can do it quickly now. It's a bit not that complicated. We just double click what we want to change, and when we want to recode, transform, transform. Oh, this is gonna be so okay. Aralin ko muna tong transform na tanong nyo from Miss Hobson's class. Then I'll chat. I don't know who to chat. I'll chat anyone new na kilala ko sa Ma'am Hobson's class and tell them how I did it and how we did it. I'll also record.
Thank
Okay.
you, RM.
So I'll stop recording now kasi naka-record nga pala tayo.